Hello, everyone. Unfortunately, I was not able to live yesterday. I left home at about 6:30 in the morning, and I got home only at 11 o'clock at night. It was very far. There was a lot of traffic, and on the way, suddenly the thought struck me: why not try out a live stream while going? And it was wonderful. I did it. I remember Stephen was there on the first one, and he said there's a bit of a lag. And I asked him to clarify, and he said it was buffering. And I said I don't know. At my end, it seemed to be okay, but then I understood. I remembered because it was buffering because I was using data. There's no Wi-Fi on the way. I was using data, and because of that, I couldn't. It depends on what is the service, like what service I was getting from the network, and I couldn't do anything about that. So, I couldn't do anything about that. So I'm really very sorry about that. But a network is network, right? And maybe while traveling and things like that. But hopefully, I hope the rest of the video was not too bad. I had a look at my second video fully. It was just 42 minutes or something. So I had a look at that one. And when I have a little more time, I'll look at the other video of mine. So even that was doing a little buffering. So hi, Stephen. Nice to see you here, Stephen. Thank you so much. And Ia, thank you so much for being here. And how are things going with you, Stephen? As soon as my live stream is over, I will find time to go and check out your new videos. But have you had time to do anything like what I put into my second video in my second channel? Have you been able to add any new features like sound and text and things like that? Because that would that would enhance the video a bit. And I've been looking at some shorts by other YouTubers, and they have some nice songs, like songs there. And I was wondering how they get these songs. And go to see, the YouTube app has these songs. So, like the one I used for the cat video of mine, I nice, the tune is nice, like something something, like it reminds me of Scooby Dooby, Scooby Dooby tune and song. So there were some nice tunes over there. So it's the first time, and now I know how they do it. From the phone. I used to think it's so difficult, but no, it's. But there are many things that you cannot do. Many things you cannot do. But little by little, I'm going to find out about that and add it in my the videos for my new channel. I'll keep adding over there, and hopefully, like it'll benefit people. Not many have been on it. Not many, but there have been few. So at least if it benefits even with two or three people, that's more than enough, right? That's satisfaction. Oh, Stephen, that's very sad. That's sad. Yes, I know. It's a problem. So don't worry, take it easy. There's no hard and fast rule that you have to put a video out every day. There's no hard and fast rule. But Stephen, like like I mentioned, even in my second video, I mentioned when you're doing a video, always keep it on private. You can keep it on private or unlisted. Private or unlisted. And what you can do, Stephen, is do little at a time. So maybe go into upload a video in private or unlisted, upload a video, and you can, let's say you first start, when you upload it, you first start, let's say, add the sound. Okay. So you add the sound and then keep that video pending. Go on to your other work. So that would take you maybe about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. First time it will take you a little longer to check where it is and things like that. Or at another time, while you are watching a TV program or just sitting and relaxing or something, then go into just take any video at random and go into the sound and then listen to all the songs, listen to the songs, and from whatever you are listening, whichever you like it, you can highlight. There's a little kind of a box at the side, you can highlight that, so it will go into the saved folder. It will go into the saved folder. So next time whenever you want, you just go to the saved folder. That's what I did. You just go into the saved folder and it will list all the things that you have chosen. And I should have made a screenshot of that and put it also. Now it strikes me. So anyhow, next time I will add on to, next video I will add on some more features. So don't want to complicate it, want to make it as simple as possible. And you see it is all under 1.5 minutes. It's all under 1.5 minutes. So just trying to make it easy and simple for beginners. The other day I went into a blogger just to see what it is, and it said like beginner's guide uploading onto YouTube from the phone. Like it was for about 32 minutes or something, and honestly I did not even open to check, because for 32 minutes he's done it. I can imagine um, might have skipped so many things, might have gone through so fast or something like that. So I don't want to do that. I want to just go step by step. Unfortunately, I cannot keep repeating, though I did repeat a little bit in the second video, but I cannot keep repeating the whole process, right? So, like when I did my second video, in the intro, I put in like, please refer to the video number 1 for steps 1 to 8, and this video will begin from frame number 8. So I just gave that. So unfortunately, somebody would have to go to the first video. If they are new, they should go there, and that's where they begin how to first, upload it. And then now onwards, I'm putting about how to do other features, about it, like. So, God, here there is. That's one thing I was just thinking, like, oh yeah, I keep touching my face and all these things so often, and I feel like hair is somewhere or the other, and God knows what all. And yet, believe me or not, you cannot see me when I'm doing a live by traveling yesterday, but it was good because I myself realized later that no, I do not do all these things so much. Like, I was so concentrating on the scenery outside and commenting on the scenery outside, and I don't know, there was breeze, but I didn't feel all these things. Like, so I don't know. And unfortunately, last night on the way back, I came home only at 11 o'clock. But the night scenes, wow, beautiful, beautiful. So many things all lit up, because they have, all the places have been lit up mostly for a celebration of Chinese New Year. And they keep the things festival like on for almost about 10 days or something like that. So yes, I'm just thinking, I was thinking whether I should go live in the morning or the evening, and then I decided let me do a morning live stream, and perhaps in the evening I would go again to that particular. I'll take the bus and I'll go, but it will be like almost about 2 hours to go, 2 hours to come, depending on the traffic. So I can't leave the house at 7 o'clock, and I can't leave it at 5 o'clock, because 7 o'clock will be too late to return, like yesterday, and 5 o'clock will be too early because I will still have the daylight. And what I want to do is I want to shoot, like going time, I want to shoot one side of the thing, and coming time, I want to shoot the other side. So not shoot, I want to do the live stream. So that's what I'm planning to do this evening. Going shoot one side of it and coming back shoot another side of it. So that's the plan for today. I don't know how things will work out for the rest of the day, but hopefully, hopefully, things would go my way. The only problem is I cannot afford to come back late because I didn't have transport. I had to take a taxi home, and that's expensive. Like that's really expensive. So can't afford to spend that much money right now. It is a wastage bin, but there was no other transport. So don't forget to click on the like button, all those who are visiting. And Alex, welcome, Alex. Nice to see you here. Yesterday I was out the whole day. Left home at 6:30 in the morning, came back at 11 o'clock in the night. So it was very tiring, very tiring. Hope work is going well, Stephen, and hope Martha is still doing well this week as well. Things are going well for her. Yes, Alex, yes. So you spent a long time in Pangasinan, a long time there. And yes, I agree the internet might not be so good over there. And in the city, of course, it would be better. But you put up a few good videos you put up in that time. So at least you were able to manage with some kind of Wi-Fi and things like that, or data, or whatever you used. So that was nice. There are some things I wanted to discuss with you, Alex, but I cannot do that on a public forum. I cannot do that on a public forum. It's about my relocation to Philippines and things like that. So I cannot have all that, being discussed on live forum. Martha's still doing well. That's good. I finished nights yesterday morning and start days on Friday. Okay. So today is Wednesday. So Tuesday you finished. It is Wednesday. So Tuesday night. So it is Tuesday night. I mean, it is Tuesday. It's Tuesday night for you. So yesterday, that means Monday. So Monday you finished the night duty. You came home on Tuesday morning. So today's Tuesday. So you come home today. You come home this morning. You came home this morning after doing a night yesterday, and today is Tuesday for you. So you have a Wednesday off, a Thursday off, and then Friday you start your day shift. Okay. So nice, at least like kind of a 2 day break you have, because you really need to recover from that night shift, I think. So yeah, enjoy the time. Maybe you have now some time to, upload videos and add some more features to your videos and things like that. Take it as it comes. Like I said, there is no hard and fast rule. Once you get the hang of it, and you have videos that are reasonably good in the sense that it has many added features. We all start slow, right? We all start slow. When I started also, I just started basic, and then I added feature by feature. And now, because of my new channel, I'm trying to catch up with how to do things on the phone. I thought it was so difficult, but I find it quite easy. But there are still a few other things that are the laptop is very convenient. That's the thing. Laptop is very convenient. But if you're doing shorts, when you upload it from your phone, you can choose a thumbnail. If you do it from your computer, laptop, PC, whatever it is, then you cannot choose a thumbnail. For shorts, you cannot choose a thumbnail. For anything more than videos, anything more than 1 minute, you do it on your video, then there is an option to upload your own thumbnail. So you can create your own thumbnail. So just an advance this about creating thumbnails. I'll put that up also later on, but there are many videos out about that, like. So for the thumbnail, I use Canva. I use Canva. So you go into Canva, Canva, go into Canva. You don't have to take the paid version, the free version is good enough. So go into Canva and just type in over there, search YouTube thumbnails. And then there are many options. Some are, of course, you have to upgrade, so don't choose those ones. And then you can choose the other ones and just delete whatever information they have there and you put in your own information. So they have things like text and all that. So anyhow, I won't talk more about that. That's for another video as well. But that's where I design my thumbnails. I go to Canva and I design my thumbnails. So even for my live stream, that's what I do. I just take some picture from somewhere and then I add the caption, I add some wordings, and I use that for my live stream thumbnails. So talking about today's theme, let's see how much we can talk about. So Ia, Stephen, and Alex, three of you here, and there's another, and of course that's my second channel. So talk about today's theme. I said I would try to Google some information, but I was not able to Google to find out the exact year. But I know I have read before many people have been struck by lightning and still they have survived. I remember a very rare case of a person being struck by lightning twice in his lifetime, but he still survived. Everything was okay. So I don't know, but like when there's lightning, you're told to do so many things like never stand under the tree. I think one of the things, never stand under the tree because the tree is a good conductor of lightning or something like that. So you can be struck or something like that. I wanted to Google, but I did not have time, honestly. I just about created my thumbnail this morning and uh, decided to use this as a theme. I decided to go live stream actually because I was tossing in my mind morning or evening. But the other thing that is very, very this, and I saw a movie, it was made into a movie. I saw the movie, and that was the great tsunami that took place. Now, that's why I forgot the time factor. Maybe let me check my phone if I can find out. But that was it in the early 1990s or 80s or I don't know. 90s I think, 90s, early 90s, because that's the time Google and all this technology started. So I think it was in 1990. So there was that great tsunami that took place somewhere off the coast of Indonesia and Philippines, like somewhere down that side. And wow, wow, wow! I saw the movie about that. Like people were here in this hotel resort, they were there, and suddenly they found this surge. They found something high, and then suddenly they found this surge of water, and the way the water came, and that massive wave just hit down on that hotel resort, and then it went through so many islands, so so many places, and I think there was some part of one family who finally did meet up with each other. So something like that. I saw it long ago, this movie. So it was fantastic. Let me see if I can pull up something about that. Mm, okay, let's see what comes up. 2004. Sumatra Andaman earthquake. So that was mostly Indonesia. Yeah, 2004. 230,000 people died in the 204 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, making it one of the deadliest disasters in modern history. The Sumatra Andaman earthquake, which caused the tsunami, is estimated to have released energy equivalent to 23,000 Hiroshima type atomic bombs. Wow. So 2004, I think I should remember that now from now onwards. Yes, so imagine how people survive. So tell me, because Philippines is a country which has a lot of natural disasters, right? A lot of natural disasters. The US also has a lot of natural disasters. Florida, for example, with typhoons and things, and some of the other states in the US have tornadoes. They have tornadoes. So, uh, have any of you ever personally faced such natural disasters, such natural calamities? From my side, when I'm thinking about it, it's only that flood. It's only the flood that I had mentioned in previous live stream. So the flood waters where I used to live before as a child, we had just a compound wall. We had only a first and second floors, and so first and second ground floor and first floor story building. We had a road just outside our compound, and the other side of the road was a river. And in the monsoon, the rainy season, wow, that river would really swell high. And we used to have minor floods, but that one year the flood was so bad. It entered our compound, it broke our compound wall. We had a well, it filled up the well, covered the well, and went through all the first floor, the ground floor houses. It all entered the ground floor houses, and they all had to come up to the first floor and take shelter in our houses. So yes, that was the worst. Thank God it subsided. It did not come higher. Otherwise, it would have even reached our first floor. Then God knows what all of us would do. Where to relocate. It also broke down a newly constructed bridge. Like it broke that bridge down as well. And communication between both sides was really came to a halt, like a standstill. And then they had to rebuild that bridge again. So yeah, that was the worst thing. That was the worst natural disaster I have ever faced. I've not had anything like had earthquakes, been in regions with earthquakes, but okay, not so bad. In New Zealand, when we visited New Zealand, whole of New Zealand is on earth on shifting plates. The whole of New Zealand, North Island, South Island, but mostly I think it's the North Island right at the bottom. It's all on shifting plates, and there's a lot of seismography or seismophonics things taking place over there. And they got a very good museum that explained everything. Tectonic plates, I think that's what they call it, the tectonic plates. So how these tectonic plates are under the ocean and how they keep moving, and like there's a lot of activity in those tectonic plates in New Zealand. So that's why New Zealand has a lot of they do have a lot of earthquakes and things like that. Not really heard of very major disaster in New Zealand, but at least the 4 years that we visited there, there were minor earthquakes. My daughter also mentioned on other times there were minor earthquakes. You could feel the trembling. You could actually feel the house moving. The house moving. But the times that we spent over there, luckily in our area, At least there was nothing, and I don't recall having heard also anything about that. So yeah, so that was that. Not bad, not bad. It was good. Then right. So apart from earthquakes, just feeling tremors and things like that. Yeah. In India, we faced a few tremors, but like the epicenter was far away from us, so it was um, just a little shake up sometimes, but not too many. We've not experienced too many like that. The where else? Where else? Where else? Yeah, I don't think anywhere else like really affected by that. Canada is only the snowstorms and the blizzards and those kind of things. And one year, like I mentioned in our live stream before, one year it was really, really very bad. Many people had to stay at home and work from home, and some in the remote areas could not come back to work the next day. Some of us who were able to make it to the office, we would go to the office, but that one particular day and night, it was so bad. And I gave a very humorous thing when we all met together in the company again. One guy, we asked him, "How was it down your end?" And he said, "Don't talk about it. We had a power outage for almost 3 4 days, and the first thing I did when the power went off and was not and the announcement said it may not come back for a few days, the first thing I took all my beer, I went out and I buried it in the snow, so he would have his cold shot of beer." Oh my god, how much we laughed, how much we laughed. Like, imagine he didn't think of anything else but taking his beer and burying it in the snow. Then they have what is called black ice. So black ice is like when the ice forms on the road, the pavement, the sidewalk, and things like that. So then there's always fresh snow that keeps on piling up on top, but underneath the fresh snow is the ice that is hardening, and that black ice is very very dangerous. So sometimes it's fresh snow, you can step on that, but then if you touch that the black ice, like you touch that and oh, you can go for a skid. You don't need skis, you don't need rollerblades, you don't need anything. Human shoes will do the trick for you. You'll find yourself really sliding down god knows where. You can hurt yourself, you can hurt yourself. I have had two or three slips like that. Okay, so Stephen says there have been tornadoes fairly close before, but I have only experienced very hard wind, not an actual tornado. Yes, it's really good. I've seen some true stories and movies like based on true stories. How these tornadoes come, my God! How they sweep up everything—a house, a home, a farm, cattle, cars, you name it. They are taking it up in. Can you imagine that force, twirling its way through? And and the best part of it, like as I said, it's true stories. The best part of it, like you could be like uh, near enough. You could be near enough, and yet it doesn't affect you. Like it doesn't cover your radius. Like it doesn't affect you. So and people have like just seen it pass by. So like Stephen, maybe like you have just seen it pass by. And the worst, I think, is when you see a tornado approaching in your direction. Where do you run? Where do you hide? Where do you go? And these tornadoes sometimes they change direction, so you don't know. You might be driving somewhere thinking you're away from it, and suddenly it would change direction and come back again towards you. Oh my God, unimaginable, unimaginable. But I am always scared of water. I'm always scared of water, floods, tsunamis. I would be because I don't know how to swim. So I'm really frightened of water. Really frightened of water. Then, lightning. So let me see if there was anything about lightning, any interesting thing about lightning, because I remember reading these stories about lightning. I have a few. I have a few videos, maybe one or two videos about this lightning. I have a couple of videos about this lightning. Wow. So this is what Google has come up with. The world record for most lightning injuries is Roy Sullivan. Most lightning injuries is Roy Sullivan, a park ranger for Shenandoah National Park. So that must be US somewhere, I don't know. Between 1942 and 1977, Sullivan was struck by lightning seven separate times. Seven! I thought I had read about somebody being struck by lightning twice. My God, he's been struck by lightning seven times. Though he sustained burns from his hair and clothes catching fire, he survived all seven strikes. Wow, wow. Imagine. Good. Roy Sullivan, park ranger for Shenandoah National Park. 42, 52, 62, 72, 35 years. 35 years. In a span of 35 years, he was struck seven times, hair burnt, clothes on fire, but he survived all seven times. I just wonder whether he suffered with any any side effects or anything like that. I just wonder. It just says, just general. It says some survivors report fern-like figures on their skin, which are thought to arise from damaged blood vessels leaking fluid into the surrounding tissues. A 54-year-old man struck by lightning was described as initially stuporous with numbness over parts of his body and Lichberg figures on his left arm and high back and buttocks. However, the figures were painless, he reported, and were gone 2 days later when he returned to the doctors. Also, suicidal thoughts some people have is another symptom. Suicidal thoughts. Oh my God. If you find yourself outside during a thunderstorm, simply run like hell to a safe place, Cooper said, and don't come out until there's no lightning or thunder for 30 minutes. And that's the problem. Which is a safe place depends on where you are. So what do you call a safe place, So I think it's worth, if you're in an area where natural calamities happen, natural disasters, I think it's worth reading up some information. I'm sure people do read, like Florida, I'm sure they do read and they take precautions, and the governor takes precautions, and everybody has preventive measures. Like here also, it says Thankfully, lightning is one of the things that can have preventable measures. It can have, it says. So, yes, I guess that way it's good. So, when lightning strikes the ground beneath the victim's feet, then it can strike many bodies. That is why whole herds of animals get wiped out by lightning. Mm. When the lightning strikes the earth under where you are standing, when it's thy kingdom come. So that's very interesting. So it has motivated me, and perhaps I will uh, go in and read sometime some more information just on general calamities, disasters, natural disasters, and like what are the steps that can be taken to. It says usually most lightning flashes measure 2 to 3 miles, but they crackle mostly above our heads, it says. But the article is talking about the longest, but they are not giving any information. This is what I don't like. You have to read a whole article just to find one caption. Okay, I cannot be reading a whole article just to find what was the longest bolt of lightning, what was the longest duration bolt of lightning. The heading says longest duration bolt of lightning, and then you are reading how lightning is caused and all those things. You should just give that main thing and then move on. Steven says, I saw a phone blow apart when lightning came in on phone line. Was me and one other person there, but we didn't get hurt. Thank God. Thank God. That's why they also say when you're charging a phone, when you're charging your phone, never and you receive a call or something, never pick up the phone and put it to your ear. There can be a short circuit. There can be whatever electronic waves. There can be so many things that are happening, and just needs a little spark kind of a thing, and you can be thy kingdom come also. So yeah, that's one thing I know I read somewhere. Never when your phone is charging, never pick up a phone to answer a call or something. It's very very dangerous. Things can happen. Never never carry your phone in the pocket here. Many people put it into their shirt pocket. Never. It's close to the heart, and it's always sending out electronic nodes and signals and all that. And I believe that can. I just read information, whatever I read many many years ago, and you know how information changes. One time, one time it will tell you apples are not good to eat. Another time it will tell you apples are wonderful. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So things keep changing, information keeps changing. So, but I remember reading like not to carry your phone in your top pocket. Over here in Thailand, I see very often the the girls the girls are always carrying their phone in the back pocket. I don't know how they feel it convenient to carry it in a back pocket, especially when you go to sit down. You sit on your rump, and doesn't the phone come in the way? But of course, many times I see when they go to sit down, the phone is flipped out from the back pocket because they are always on the phone. But most convenient, I see they're putting it back into their back pocket. Boys, I see, men, boys, I see them putting it there. Some of the elderly women will put it back into their handbag, the phone. 40 years ago, when phones were all landline. Right, right. So, yes, it can struck by lightning, true. There were many cases of like people having their ears burnt, like, many, many cases about things like that. Oh, Pita will tell you. Pita told me once. Pita told me once. This guy had his phone under his pillow. The phone under his pillow. And what went wrong, don't ask, but some kind of waves or some kind of things came, and that's what killed him. I remember Pita telling me this about a year or so ago. And somebody she knew. So that's what they said, the phone, the radiation from the phone, or what it was, the electronic system from the phone, electric nodes, or what, that caused his death. Or was he charging it while the phone was under his pillow? I forget exactly. So uh, Pita must be busy in school, but she did not send me any message WhatsApp program today. But I can always ask her. Let me just see if I can send her the message. I don't know what she's doing. So, okay. So, I sent her a message. Let's see if she is able to do that. So, right, right. We really have to be careful. Sometimes in a hurry, I just kind of drop my phone into my top pocket, and then suddenly, as I do that, I realize, oh, no, 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 take it out, and I keep it somewhere else. Normally, I carry it in my side pocket, my front pocket, jeans front pocket, or the side pocket. I usually carry that. So, in what way is it harming my thigh? I don't know. And my phone is always kept in the right pocket, but my right thigh seems to be still going strong, no side effects. So, so it's okay for now. Some of them hang it around their neck, right? It has a little cord or something attached, and the phone is hanging around the neck, like the bell on a cow, or the cat's having a bell. No, the cow bell swings a little more. So yes, yeah, really sad it is. We really have to. Alex, yeah, of course, must be doing a lot of stuff, and Alex also has a lot of stuff now that she's back home. But come on, Ia and Alex, just drop in. Lots of natural disasters you all face over there, apart from the brownouts. And Ia lives on an island, so I'm sure she must be having some wonderful stories, frightening stories or experiences to share. Alex, I don't know. Alex lives in Manila. Pangasinan is not that far. I don't know any natural disasters there. So many times there have been things like dams breaking, right? So not really a natural disaster, but like, yeah, dams suddenly, bursting and over flooding and causing serious loss of lives and damage. Stephen, it's great how you also can remember like so many things, like you can remember years ago, like, it's remarkable. You'd have been just you'd have just been a teenager at that time, but you still remember. There's some incidents like are etched in our mind, and when something is being spoken about, then we kind of remember it, like we remember it. So a little bit, yes, I discussed in the beginning about my trip yesterday, and it's good if I share this experience with you. It is like sometimes in some countries the formalities. Believe me, we spent about a good 2 hours filling in the form. Now the form was in Thai and English because it was basically foreigners applying for a job. So the form was in Thai and English. Some details of the foreigner, a lot of details of the foreigner had to be filled up, but a little more details of the Thai person had to be filled up. So the family son who was helping me with that, like he told me, you fill up your part in English and I'll fill up the rest in Thai. So as we were going page by page, I filled up, and in front of us there were forms, and they kept up different forms for the different things, and that was like a specimen. So people, if they are stuck, they can look how that is done, and then they can do it. Honestly, I did not bother to look because I said, no, it's okay. I can understand what is written there, and I know what I'm supposed to write, so it's okay. But there were one or two things which he had to do. I told him, you better find out, like, And we spent a good better of 2 hours or even more than 2 hours. And I hate filling in forms. I hate it, but what to do? And then according to the numbering of the forms, I set all my documents which I have to submit along with the form. I put it back into the same into the same format as they asked the questions, so it's easy for them to look, because in many of these government places, it's like horses running in blinkers. Honestly, it's like horses running in blinkers. It's either there or it's not there. It's no, I presume it's no something like, okay, fine. Oh, it's written somewhere else. No, if it's not there, means it's not there. And if they don't understand, then that is your problem, not their problem. And they could get very agitated and very annoyed and angry, with any back and forth. And then the worst scenario is that you don't speak their language, so that makes the escalates the problem. So lucky I went with this Thai family's son and the boy, and he knew fairly good English, not a lot, but he knew enough to kind of have a conversation or get his point across. He knew enough. Sometimes he was a little baffled, and he would rely on the translator, and I would do the translation with him, and he would understand better. But at least he was there, so he could go and speak. Like, yes, so we finished about 2 hours, 2.5 hours filling up the form and got everything in order. And few things he had to fill up. The lady told him what he has to do. Like there was a power of attorney form. I said, there's nothing. I'm not having a power of attorney to fill up anything for me. So why do I need a power of attorney? Now I'm just realizing, just now it struck me. Power of attorney, because I have to ask someone else to fill up the form in Thai for me, right? I cannot do it. Now forget now. I It'll look like as though I filled up in Thai also. So finally, we did everything and we went there. And when he handed over the form, he came back and said, I'm very sorry. It is my fault. I did not know about it and it is my mistake. Everything has to be written in Thai, no English, everything in Thai. But, like, for example, the name of the person, so my name, for example, if they write it in Thai, sometimes it might be a different version of how they write it, right? So then I looked at the format, and when I looked at the very first format, it was all typed out. So when it was typed out, there was the name in Thai, the person's name in Thai, and at the side was in English, the name of the person in English. But everything else, even like now, 6th February 2024. So 6th and February is written in English, not in Thai. They are all written. Numbers mostly here, they use the English form of numbering for, uh, all government officials. They use the English form usually. Very rarely for certain things they use the Thai numbers, because they themselves say Thai numbers are a little complicated. So they all use the English numbers. But for the months or the days of the week, they use the Thai. So they said like you have to fill up the whole thing in Thai. So I know it was very late, and believe me, because I left from here 6:30 in the morning, I reached there only at 12:30 in the afternoon. And then when we finished everything, it was already around 3:30, 3:45. I asked him, do you want, then I asked for, can they give us a printout of new form so I can fill it up? And even though I used the translator, she said something which I did not understand and she just walked away. So I told, congratulations, Rosemary, congratulations. What did I tell you, Rosemary? I said, I have confidence in you, but you should have confidence in yourself also. So, congratulations, Rosemary. I knew you would do it. I knew you can do it. So, that's good. So, you got your driving license for the motorcycle, yes? So, congratulations, Rosemary. That's wonderful. All legal now, yes. That is why I was riding a motorcycle in Thailand for like almost 2 years. And then I said, like, I thought to myself, like, what if I get caught, if I get caught one day and being a foreigner, they will screw my happiness for me. And, I'll have to shell out a lot of money. So what do I do? And what is the worst part of it? Cops, I think in most of these countries are, you know what. So the first thing I did was to buy a helmet. That's the first thing I did, buy a helmet. Because if I'm not wearing a helmet, for sure I will be stopped. But if I'm wearing a helmet, at least I think 99% of the time I can escape. But of course, if you meet with a crash or an accident, and even if it's not your fault, but you're riding without a license, finished. They will screw up your happiness. So, the driving manual. You mean driving for a car and you got your motorcycle license, or what manual do you mean? Anyhow, wish you all the best for whatever manual exam you have to do. Oh, motorcycle manual. So what is in the manual? Oh, you mean the mechanical stuff of the motorcycle? Like if something goes wrong, what you have to do, how to remove and clean a spark plug or something like that. Is that what you mean? If your brake stopped working, how you can repair your brake or what you can do. Is that the kind of manual, motorcycle manual? Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing about something like this. I know for the car, and I don't know what the manual is. What is in your manual? I don't know what you mean by in your manual. What do they want you to know about your manual? Oh, just about the gears, how to change gears. That's it. Only that. Okay, I can understand because when we do a car license, they they ask us to either we get a license on automatic or manual, right? When you go for a car license, if you take a manual car license, which means it has gears, so if you do a manual car license, you are permitted to drive an automatic. But if you take an automatic car license, you are not permitted to drive a manual car. So that I know about. Now, I did not know about the motorcycle. I have ridden motorcycles before. Like in India, I had a motorcycle license. I used to ride a scooter first, but then I had a motorcycle later on, and the motorcycle was a geared one. And the scooter, of course, the scooter has gears also on the hand. It has gears, right? It's not automatic. Like, you had things like mopeds. The mopeds were like just automatic. You just rev it up or deaccelerate, and that was about it. Yes, the mopeds had that, but all scooters had gears, but there was no such thing as a gear motorbike or a non-geared motorbike, automatic. No, they did not have that in India as well. And even recently now in Thailand, recently means last year, February, coming to 1 year. Last year, February, I applied for my Thai car and motorcycle license. Now, for both of them, for the car and the motorcycle, I had to do some tests. Now, what were the tests? The first test you have to do was to pass your eye test. So they have the signal test, all the lights changing, and you pass that test. From that test, you have to go to another place, and uh, they had something like I really I they had some I forget they had some kind of test. I just forget what that was. I did not understand. I just saw what others were doing, and I just did it. And then there was a third test, which was pretty good. That was to test your braking system. So you got into the chair, there was the brake down there. Suddenly the light would be green. The light would be green. All of a sudden the light would stop, and you have to press the accelerator. The light is green, and suddenly the light would stop, and you have to quickly move from the accelerator to the brake. You have to move, and you had a certain window. I think it was just a couple of seconds, kind of. So you had that small, very small window for of seconds, like to shift shift like from the brake, from the accelerator to the brake. So you had to do that fast, and within that time frame. So that at least I understood was something, but the other one I still didn't understand. Thankfully I got through. And you had to do that for the car and the motorcycle. That was both the tests, but you had to do one at a time. So first I did for the car. So I had to do those tests, and then they have another vision test. First they show the lights. You have to get 6 out of 9 times. 6 out of 9 times you have to get it right. So they will show yellow, red, green, yellow, 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 green, yellow, green, red. They'll go through fast, like, and you have to keep giving your answers quickly, and you have to get 6 out of 9. You fail that, out. But for me, I failed it the first time, and then they said, "What? They get so, hey, you failed, okay, then fail me and let me go." But at least they gave me a second chance. I thank that. I just said a prayer. I said, "God, please let me get through that." And so it's not like the plain lights. It's like those psychedelic, what they call it, neon lighting. So very difficult it was. So anyhow, the second time I was very lucky. I just got the first six in a row. Fantastic it was. Then comes this again. It was a test. Now, what is this test? You know how when you go for an eye examination, the doctor puts like something, and you do that, with your eyes and your chin resting on something. So it is like that. You have something like that, and the guy can watch what you're doing. You have to only look straight. You cannot look left. You cannot look right. You have to look straight, and then he will give a light from the left, or he will give a light from the right hand side. So it will be red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green. So looking straight, you have to be able to tell. So it's like a, what do you call it, a parallel vision, you know. So you have to do that, and so you're supposed to do it 3 times. So he did it once, he did it the second time, and he said, "Okay, you know." So I did that for the car. Then from there, you have to, then since I wanted a motorcycle, so I have to do that test again. I have to do that test again. Then I did that test again. I had to go back for the motorcycle test again. So I went and did that motorcycle test. This time, the lights I got through in the first go. I got through in the second one again. I got through in the third one, the accelerator one. And the fourth one, when I went, he said something. He said something, and I said a light, and he said, "Okay." And suddenly I got up to go. He said, "Ah, ah, 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 ah." So I said, like, Murai, what happened? So, no, Murai is when, what did I say? Thamai. I said, "Why? Thamai, why?" And he said, "Wrong, wrong." So then I quickly changed. I said, "Oh, wrong." Then, like, I knew I was mixed up. So let us say, for example, it was showing yellow, and I said red. So it was wrong. So I said, sorry, sorry, yellow. Okay, okay, okay. He gave the paper. Okay, go. I thank God, I had some nice people, not nasty, except for that first lady. But second time I came, I really prayed to God first only. God, let me get it in the first 6 tries only. And I really got through, thank God. So, I thank God really that I had some nice people. Then I had to go for the road rules and regulations. The road test, like rules for rules. So when I went for that, they have just one comment, whether you're doing motorcycle or whether you're doing the car. It's just one set of tests. I said, okay, rules are rules. They're common rules. Like, let's okay, go ahead now. Since I'm there, like, to do it. I never read anything about the rules in Thailand, so I went. you have to get 90% scoring. So they had like 50 questions, you had to get 45 questions right out of 50. Oh my God. Some of those questions, I did not even know anything about it. I have never seen in my life anything like that. And then they ask you some technical questions as well, which was surprising, kind of. And then they are asking you questions like, what is the speed limit in this? Okay, speed limit in cities, speed limit in the high on the highway, and those kind of things. I understand, but what are the fines for this? What are the fines if you have crossed over? What are the fines? So if you're that much over the speed limit, you pay this fine. If you're that much over the speed limit, you pay a higher fine. And oh my God, oh, come on, why we have to remember what are the fines? If we know the speed limit, that is it. Not like, okay, the speed limit is 100, and if I go up to 120, I will pay this fine. So no problem. I'll pay the fine and go over. Take a risk, go to that. Or no, no, no. The speed limit for the 200 is this much of a fine. I'm rich. My parents are rich. I can afford it. I will drive like a lunatic on the road. Is that what do they mean by that? Having fine for different speed limit. Over the speed limit is over the speed limit. I have just one fine finished. But no, you have to know those rules and regulations. I thought it was painful. So automatically I failed. So apparently they say like, and it was close to lunchtime. They said, okay, now it's lunchtime. You have failed. So go for your lunch, come back. You will do it again. I thought, oh, very good. I'm getting a second chance. So I tried to remember some of the points, like, where I got wrong, because you can go back and check your answers. So I went back and checked, but so many were new things, and it's also complicated. They have about coming in from the side road and somebody else coming in from the main road onto the side road, and oh, they had and the language they use, they must be doing some kind of translation. So the language they use is so difficult to understand what they are trying to mean. In Thai it may mean something, but what are you trying to mean by saying this? Like, it was very difficult. So I was still confused about all those things. Then I had my lunch. I went back for the second test, tried to do it. Again, I failed. Like I was getting, the first time I got like 38, the second time I got 37 less, and I have to get 40. No, I have to get 45. What is no, 90%? So 50. Yeah, so 45, correct, 90%. So 45 I have to get. So I was getting like, the first time I got 42, I remember, yeah, for 42 I got, and the second time I got 41. Yes, it was that way. I got 42 and then I got 41. So 43 and then 42. I know it was three less and then I got four less, like, something like that. So, okay. So, something like that. So I failed the second time also. Then when I came home, I said, okay, you have to, and they give you the thing is, the beauty is that you can come anytime and do the test. You don't have to get a date for it. Just come in, give you, then they give you some papers. Come back, give those papers there. They will pull out your file, whatever it is, and you do and it's all online. You do the test. So I went and practiced and rehearsed and came. Then I saw they had some manuals with the tests and all, but all in Thai. I tried to use my translator, but it was very difficult. So I did that online. I did some tests and all that. I went to do it. Long story short, I went early. So I did it the first time, failed. Then they tell you, okay, you can start again. But the test has changed. The test has changed. But then you start again. So I thought, oh, that means you're having two tests per day. But the test changes. So again, I sat down for the test and again I failed. Hello, Pita. How are you? Pita, you're very good in deleting messages, huh? Very good. Wow. So, so I failed the test again. So they told me do the second test, and again I failed the second test. So what to do then? Come back again another time. So I said no, no hurry. I went. I did some more online. I did a lot of practice. I did screenshots. I kept rehearsing the screenshots. I kept doing 101 things. And I chose another day and I went for my testing. Thankfully, I got 47. I got 47 in the straight away. 47 I got. Thank God for that. I was very happy. And I reviewed the three mistakes and they were stupid, confusing. No, I got confused. So they were there. Even out of the 47 I got right, I know there was some confusion, but thankfully, God was with me and I got through that. So I got 47 also. So that was good. So I passed that. Now for the car, if you had to have, if you have a foreign license, and you have to have a foreign license from a proper recognized country, so they accept the Canadian driving license. So I had my Canadian driving license. So they say, like, if you have from these countries, you can just transfer it, but it's not just transfer, because I had to do those tests and I had to do these rules, road rules and regulations. I had to do this test, and then they said, okay, now car, they stamped the car, went, paid the fees, they stamped for the car, and said, now go for your motorcycle test. So you can take your own motorcycle. So I had this motorcycle, but I went to Bangkok to do it. And they have motorcycles there. So you just choose a motorcycle and take it off. So I chose a motorcycle. You pay only 50 baht I paid. That's like 1.5 US dollars. No, 1.25 US dollars, and about 1.75 Canadian dollars. You just pay that because it's their gas and their motorcycle and their helmet. And they explain to you what is the course like. So I went and chose a motorcycle and went behind. So let the first row people go so I can see. You can see what they are doing. So the first one was you had to go over. Where was it? First one was that. First one was just a simple test, like halt and go. The light will change, just halt and go. And then it came around, and then you had to go over a narrow beam. Now the thing of the narrow beam is you couldn't go fast, because they gave you have to do it, within you cannot do it, you have to do it more than this time frame. They gave a time frame, you have to do it more than that, you cannot do it fast. So, like, let's say, I forget now, but let's say it's 5 seconds. So I can't just zoom in 5 seconds and finish, so it has to be longer than 5 seconds. So I have to go slowly. So I think, but it was maybe 10 seconds, I don't know exactly, I don't remember. So you have to really go slowly on that beam. So I saw many people falling off the beam, but then they came back again and they went again on the beam. So I said, okay. And some of them did that about 3, 4 times. They did that about 3, 4 times. So I said, okay, so no problem. They are letting you do it. And I went first time on the beam, I slipped off. Second time I went through. And then after that, again, was another test, and that test was good because you had to follow a signal left, and sometimes it was going right, and sometimes it came on a bridge. So bridge was like a slope. So you had to sometimes just go directly up. The signal was red, green, or sometimes the signal was red. You had to stop at the slope down and then go up. And they were all geared bikes. Okay, they just happened to be geared bikes there, I think, because anyhow, the bike I was riding from the Thai family had gears, so I was used to that. So go over the bridge. Then as you came down the bridge, sometimes there was a green light, so you had to go and take a right turn immediately, or sometimes, usually, of course, the signal was there, so it changed to red, and then you have to stop there, and when green, then you take a turn. So sometimes they are testing you whether you can just move. Sometimes they are testing you whether you can brake and then go, stop and go. So I watched them. I did that. All went smoothly, no problem and all. So except for that beam, first time I failed, second time I got through. I came back. I got through my this, and I was used to riding now 2 years, and it was a geared one. So I was used to that, no problem. In a motorbike, you have to just be careful. Sometimes the first gear is up and all the other gears are down, and some bikes have first gear down and other gears are all up. So that's the only thing. When I first took it, I asked the Thai family, like, which is your gear one. And then they said, okay, gear one is you pull it up, and all the others you push it down. I said, okay, fine, that's good enough. So yes, so I hello, hello, Iya, Apo. Thank you for being here. So then I got through that. Then I had to go and pay the fees for that again, and I got my motorcycle license. Came down, took out copies of both my licenses and front and back, and came away. So you see, so that was it. That was the testing I had to go through for the car and for the motorcycle. Now they give you, it seems, for I thought 1 year, but it looks like 2 years. But I will go down there again. I will go down to their office and I'll find out what has to be done. Because if I'm leaving from here, I need to know, what to do. I must check again whether it's for 1 year or 2 years. It's in my pant pocket. I must check whether it's for 1 year or 2 years. If it's 1 year, I better renew it before I leave. If I'm leaving Thailand, I better do it before I leave Thailand. Get a renewal. I don't know what criteria they need for that. And if it's for 2 years, then I'll ask them, okay, after 2 years now, what do I have to do? I'll ask them. And now also I'll ask them, what do I have to do? So let me see. I'll check my date on my license. Even if it's for 2 years, I'll just ask them what I have to do. So okay, so that is what it is. That's the story. Now, one thing good about the license. So now I did not mind, even if I by mistake crash or someone else crashes into me, at least I'm safe. I have my license, and of course, my helmet is carried everywhere. Now I came here. I don't have a motorcycle, but I brought my helmet with me. It's here if I need it. So yes, that is important. Rosemary, Ia, tell me what is the worst natural disaster you have faced? The worst natural disaster you have faced. You all have a lot of typhoons and maybe floods and God knows what, storms. So tell me what is the worst you have faced? The worst you have faced. If you can just give a little brief note about it. What was the natural disaster and how did you all manage to, live through it safely? So please just put. Stephen mentioned about the tornado. Stephen mentioned about the tornado, but it just passed by his home, so he is not really witnessed being in a tornado. I mentioned about floods and earthquakes. I mentioned about floods and earthquakes. The flood was a little serious, but thankfully, um, we were upstairs, so not affected so much. And I also mentioned about earthquakes, but never been in a severe earthquake zone. Yes, New Zealand was an earthquake zone, but only witnessed slight tremors. And in India also witnessed slight tremors, but never been in, really like seeing the earth cracking between my legs, like, no, never seen something like that. So or buildings falling and I'm in the building at the side, or things like that. I've never really been in that kind of a situation, but yes, just tremors, mild tremors. Yes, I have been in that situation of tremors. So I mentioned about those two things that I have faced. The flood was really bad. The flood was really bad. So tell me, what is the natural disaster, Iya and Rosemary, natural disasters that you have faced? Actually, you have gone through them. As for walking in flood waters, I have walked like even in waist deep water. I have walked in waist deep flood waters. I have done that. Yes, literally waist deep. I have put two videos. I have put two videos of flood waters on the railway track, and the flood water even covers the railway station. And you see the way the water is gushing on the station like a river on the platform. The water is gushing like a river on the platform, and the train tracks, the water is covered right to the platform level and overflowing, and water is gushing. Look at those two videos of mine. They are really worth watching. Floods like that. It was first time. I've never really seen floods like that, before. But wow. But I walked through, and that is a very popular thing in India. Whenever there are floods, and then the tracks get inundated with water, no real outlet for the water on the railway tracks. Trains have to stop. Trains have to stop, and the trains cannot move. And people are literally walking along the tracks from one station to the other. And many of them, I guess, would maybe go to take some other kind of land transport. But if their station is nearby, they would literally walk along the tracks to the train station. Now, that also, to me, that is also a very dangerous situation, because there might be some potholes, some manholes, there might be some ditches, there might be some live wires somewhere. You wouldn't know all those things, and you could be stepping on it. So I don't know, walking along the track, but I have walked on the tracks, because it is safe. There are no trains going to come, and if the train behind you begins to move, they will first press the horn loud as ever. So people would move from there and then go onto the platform. But these two videos I put, oh my God, the water was gushing on the platform like it was a river flowing, like a river flowing through. So yes, that's really bad. That's really bad. So I have faced floods like that. I have faced floods like that. So Rosemary and Ia, can you share? Pita, share. Natural disasters. Natural disasters. Can you share with our natural disasters? Sorry. So, so I'm waiting in case you can give me news of natural disasters. Okay. Pita, you're in school or at home? Oh yes, it's 12:16, so your lunchtime. Lunchtime in the Philippines. Okay. Pita, just check your WhatsApp. Just check your WhatsApp message. And if you want to give the answer on the live stream, it's okay, because I wanted to mention that I mentioned that fact on my live stream earlier when Stephen mentioned about the phones, the phones. So I mentioned about this incident, but I said I'm not very clear what exactly it was. Was the phone charging under the pillow, or was the phone just under the pillow when you were sleeping? But I think I recall you telling me about this incident, and somebody very close to you, you know the person. Oh, have you ever experienced an earthquake when you were at your mom's place? Flooding in your area, I can imagine, because even when I was there, that canal was overflowing and water had come in, not into the house when I was there, but it had come in like close by into that area. Peter, just check your WhatsApp message and you can give the answer over here if you want. Okay, Ia says the worst natural disaster we had experienced was two typhoons. Our house was full of water, waste level. Wow. Not only water, but mud trash as well. Yes, mud and trash and uh, debris from some other places. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, okay, okay. It must have taken days and days for the water to go down and then for their house to dry and try to salvage and get whatever you can, whatever you can use and throw out some of the things because they are too badly damaged or drenched or wet, and cleaning up is such a headache. All that mud and all those that trash and all those debris, to clean it up, not just your house but around your house, in the city, wherever you are going, I can imagine. Oh my god. The flood that took place and entered the homes on the ground floor, and people had to come to the first floor. Luckily, it wasn't really dirty water or something like that because it was the monsoon. So, it's the steady flow of the rivers, somewhere the water that's coming down. So it was all clean water and there's not a lot of debris. At the most, in that floods, you will find some cattle, a buffalo or a cow or something like that. Some animal you might find floating dead, floating, washed away by the flood waters. Um, yes, there might be some houses, some debris like that. There would have been, but usually it was animals. What we used to see were animals, but not so much about houses and all. But animals, we saw a lot of them be carried by the flood waters. Yes, I remember you telling me about the spring, all the muddy water from the spring when you went to visit it. Yes, I remember you telling me about that. Steven says the store I used to work at was flooded 3 times, 9 years I worked. The highest was knee deep. Wow. So what did you do, Steven? Like, did you carry on there, or did they close the store, or what was done? Like, how did you manage to go home? But yes, I have, like I said, I have walked in flooded waters, waist deep, waist deep. I have walked in flooded waters. I have walked in snow, which is knee high, like almost knee high. Okay, well above my calves, like almost knee high, like just little below my knees. Say, I walked in boots, snow boots that high, and I still had snow getting into my boot. You can imagine the snow getting into my boots, and oof, that horrible, slimy, watery, wet feeling. And you're walking in that slush, slush, slush. It keeps going like I just used to wait to reach home, and you can't move fast. You don't know if there's dry ice underneath, and you slip and fall, and I don't know. Steven says we closed when we knew water was going to come up that high. Was the Ohio River that flooded? Hmm. Yeah, it's good at least the shop closes, and but then you have to walk also in the like knee deep water. You have to still walk home, or how do you drive? Did you drive back in the floods, or kind of how did you go back home? Like, because floods also you can only drive your car to a certain extent. After that, I'm sure it can be washed away. Even if you side park it, it can be washed away. It depends on the force of the water. But if it's flood which is not really moving fast, I don't know how far you would be able to drive slowly or sit in your car waiting one side. Knee deep. If it's knee deep water, I guess you could move slowly in your car, right? I guess so. I'm not too sure. Never really been caught driving in a flood, so yeah, never really been caught driving in a flood. Never drove in Bombay. Never drove in Bombay. The first time I drove was in Pune, another city from Bombay, where I worked 10 years in a school. So there I drove an ambassador car, but we didn't have floods like that around our area. And Dubai, we had a couple of floods and did a lot of driving in Dubai. In Canada, no floods where we live. Did a lot of driving there. Okay, you managed to drive home. That's why I was just wondering. I've never experienced it, so I don't know because knee deep means it is higher than the door where you enter your car, so water could still be coming into your car, and your ankles and all could still be in water if the water was knee high. So I've never driven like in floods like that where water enters the car and things like that. So okay, Pita, so you saw another phone bursting incident also. Yeah, it's very dangerous. So Pita, I sent you a message on WhatsApp. Pita, I sent you a message on WhatsApp. Please read and send it back to me. If you want, you can even write on live stream. You don't have to reply on WhatsApp. The kind of tune I started just to sing a random tune, and it suddenly branched off into this particular kind of a song because I remember this song, Red River Valley. The song is Red River Valley. And my father used to sing this song quite often. I learned it from him in singing. Something, something is good. I forget. I'll be there by the. Oh, I'm mixing up the tunes. I don't know whether I'm mixing up the song with something else. But okay. Yes, I realized that for a minute. I just realized that for a minute. And I, how is it now, Stephen? How is it now? How is it now? I'm trying to get myself into the frame. I don't know why that is happening. Clear now? Yes. If I just tilt it back a little bit, there. It's like a fog. I don't know why. I really don't understand. Technology, you can understand it to a certain extent, not more than that. Oh, it still seems to be like fogging up. I really don't know why. Let me see if I change my position a bit. Okay. No, I really don't know. I really, really don't have an idea why that is happening. Okay, this is about the best. Okay, this is about the best I can get. Okay, this is about the best I can get. The light glare could be, but like I'm doing every day, every morning I'm doing it's pretty good. Why today this is happening, I don't know. Let me reduce the fan by 1 point, but it's really hot as hell. 1 minute. No. Okay, that did not seem to help. So I need that breeze. So let me see what I can do. Okay, let it stay. Let it stay that way now. Sorry. Let it stay that way. It's good enough now. I think so. It still looks a little fogged up sometimes, like a mist. Okay. How funny. I pushed it back a little more and it cleared up. Oh, thank God now it's okay. That's good. Yeah, okay. So I pushed the thing back a little, but still the glare seems to be coming. Must be from somewhere. Technology, technology, technology. His the cell phone was charging on the bed. See, I told in the beginning I mentioned about when Stephen you were talking about the phone. I said it was under his pillow or it was charging. Yeah, he was charging his cell phone. The cell phone was on the bed, and he got electrocuted. Can you believe that? So dangerous, I tell you. And so can imagine just charging on his bed. So you can imagine if something like that happened and you are charging your phone and you pick it up to answer a call. So yeah, see, it cleared up, but now again it's I don't know. I don't know why what is happening today. Leave it as long as you can see me. Yes, you are right. You just reminded me. Where is my phone? Oh my God. Ah. I was using my phone earlier. Better disconnect. It was charging. Mustn't overheat the phone. I'm still I'm still thinking if I should go and do the live stream travel today, because I don't know when this Chinese New Year will get over, and they keep the celebration for about 10 days. So if the Chinese New Year gets over, then I will not be able to take out from those. It's really a beautiful scenery, but I'll be stuck in traffic. Let's say approximately 2 hours going, 2 hours coming. How long is Chinese New Year celebrated in Bangkok? Okay, let's see what I get from this. Okay, this is what this news article says. Key celebrations are scheduled at Bangkok's Yeovarat Road, that is Chinatown. Yeovarat is Chinatown. So at Bangkok's Yeovarat Road, from 1st to 29th February, that means for the whole of February. Oh, this is a leap year. Whole of February is the celebration on the road there, with many more festivities taking place at other Thai destinations with large Chinese communities. So I do not know how long this particular road I came by. It's only decorated in most of the areas, but some areas no decoration. So I need to. That's why I want to go back. My battery ran off. I tell you how stupid I am. Yes, yes, I know you know that I am stupid, but but I carry my power bank. I carried my power bank, but the the little wire that I have, the charger I have in my charging wire I have in my power bank, was for my old phone, the Samsung S6 Edge. But now this Samsung has a different kind of charger. So I had not taken the charger for this Samsung phone, with the result when my battery died, I couldn't recharge this phone of mine, and the other phone, of course, is at home. It doesn't work. So, and I've been carrying that power bank so often. I go to the mall, I take that power bank, and not even realizing that it's the wrong charging cable. So now next time I go to the mall, I'll ask them if they have a short charging cable, just to stick it in the phone and keep it there, not a long one. Just to keep it in the power bank, stick it there and keep it. So like this other one is always stuck there. So I can get another one and stick it there, because it has two USB outlets and two USB outlets and two just charging ports. So I couldn't charge. Otherwise, I was deciding to do live on my way back, but I just couldn't do the live because no phone, the battery is gone. And I felt so sad and so upset about it. And the worst was there's such a beautiful celebration going on. So, so, um, and one more thing the article says out here: Chinese New Year 2024 festival celebrates 49 years of Thailand. So for 49 years, Thailand has been celebrating the Chinese New Year. So you mean they never, or maybe on such a large extent, such a large scale, maybe they did not. Oh, Chinese New Year 2024 festival celebrates 49 years of Thailand China friendship. Okay, 49 years of China Thailand China friendship. Okay, that's what. I can imagine how, even in Chonburi, where I went yesterday, in Chonburi, one section of the road was um, so nicely lit up. But it's the daytime. It doesn't look so nice as compared to night. But I didn't have a phone bat. My phone bat died, so I couldn't even take out of that road. Pita, it is risky to do that. It is very hazardous, not only on overheating, electrocution, but also of radiation. Yes, yes, because of radiation as well. True. That's why I mentioned, about radiation. I agree with you, Pita. So I don't know, that fogging keeps coming no matter how much I adjust it. The fogging still keeps coming on. So yes, that's that. Yesterday was disaster. So I was mentioning about the forms, right? So when we had all the forms filled up, yesterday had all the forms filled up. I don't know how we digressed. The forms filled up, and that family son took it to the lady. The first thing the lady said, "Oh, sorry, you have to fill up the form fully in Thai." They should at least write at the top of the form should be written, "Fill in Thai," right? It should be written there. Nothing was written on the form. I had a look at the form clearly, nothing written there, "Fill in Thai." They should have that printed on the form. Imagine you're wasting 2.5 hours filling in the form only to be told that it had to be filled only in Thai. And then the boy had some other work to do, so he said, "I'll fill up on the fresh forms later on." So thankfully, they gave us another set of the forms, and I there was only one form that required my signature, so I signed on that, and I gave it to him and told him, "Okay, now you can fill it up and submit it whenever you want." So really, it's so horrible, so disgusting for something like that to happen. So that boy just sent me a message about those forms. He he so good of them. They gave him another set of forms that somebody else has already filled in, and told him like, "See, this is the sample." And they even attached that person's uh, passport. And quickly, another lady came and said, "1 minute," and then she took away the passport and went. That's dangerous, somebody else having somebody's passport. You can damage it, you could do so many things. So he came and took it away. But I saw him taking pictures. He sent it to me. He said, "This is the sample he had taken out." I said, "Okay. I'll discuss with him," because there were many documents that he has to attach. And he said, "Let it be. We'll just give it. Don't tick off the mark that you have submitted it. Just leave it." But now he can easily write those things. It'll throw some more weightage for getting the work employment. So I told him I'll talk to him about that later on. Little one, future vlogger too. Yes, take after Iya. Like so many Filipinos, like Filipino elated Junabel, then started her sister. She came on my live stream the other day just for a short while, but good of her, she came and she subscribed. Filipina Unique, Filipina Unique, Angelica. For short, she likes to be called Laika. So then she started, and then Filipina Simple or something, another sister, she started also the. So from one it went on, and Junabel also started Filipina Elated. Junabel, she started her channel because she had her sister, Filipina Wanderer, and Filipina Wanderer encouraged her to start her channel. So that's how she started. And now she's got like 16,000 plus. And her cousin, who helped her to start, has only about some 6,000 plus. Imagine. And very recently she started, like maybe a little over a year and a half ago. And I'm still struggling to get my first 1,000 subs. It's going up slowly and steadily, but it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. That's the sad part. So yesterday there was nothing I could do whole day. There was no vlogging. There was no nothing I could do. Yes. So uh, that's that. I will just do it for another 10 minutes or so because 2 hours. Though many of you are still interacting, but I don't know. There's so much on my mind. There's so much on my mind. One of the things is to get the forms done and submitted to that immigration office. So that is first important thing. The second thing is actually the first thing is I'm very hungry. I came very late last night. I was very hungry. I had lunch. We had a late lunch, that boy and myself. I took him for a treat. So we had a late lunch. We ate at about 4 o'clock. And then I came home at 11 o'clock. So I was really very hungry, but I don't like to eat very late in the night. So I had salami sandwiches and I had bought fruit. There was a fruit man over there. So I brought fruit and yeah, had the sandwiches, three slices of bread, and I had the fruit. So I had breakfast this morning, but I'm still feeling very hungry now. I need to have a good sumptuous meal. Okay, that is her granddaughter who comes with her sometimes on the live stream. Okay, very cute child. Very cute. Or was it the baby who comes? I forget. So, right. Then that I want to check my videos because I never had time. I did something last night. I went to sleep only at 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. I went to bed. I went to bed at that time. Got up early as usual. Then I have to decide, should I go this evening and do the live stream and finish that? Because once the lighting and all goes off, then the fun is lost. Now it's really beautifully decorated. But the trouble is, it means another late night, and I don't want to come too late. I want transport. I want transport. I cannot spend taxi money, again. And I don't know till what time they have those jeepneys running. Like, I don't know till what time the song thaw. I really don't know what time. At the most, I'll have to travel in daylight, maybe travel in daylight and take out whatever I can, and nighttime take out one side, the other side when I'm coming by back, take it out at that time. Oh God, butterflies are playing havoc in my stomach. No, not butterflies. Butterflies is nervousness. The rats are running around in my stomach. That is hunger. What English language, I tell you. Butterflies in your stomach means you're nervous, and if you have rats running in your stomach, means you're hungry. And there were so many things pending washing because yesterday I was out the whole day. So the previous evenings, the previous day's dinner, yesterday's breakfast, and then today's breakfast. So many things were pending. I had to sit down and wash them. Please don't forget my second channel. Please do subscribe to my second channel. Okay. Uh, please do subscribe to my second channel. And I see very few subscriptions there, though there are many who pass by my channel. So please, if you don't mind, just subscribe and watch those videos. And please give me, I'm hungry also, but has me on liquid diet for 3 days. Doctor has you on liquid diet for 3 days. That's sad. Liquid diet means the doctor has you on liquid diet for 3 days. Not the colored liquid, right? Not the colored liquid, right? Like the vodka liquid or the rum liquid or the whiskey liquid or the gin and tonic liquid, not those liquids, right? Oh, that's sad. That is sad. That is sad. Yeah, that is sad. Like, I'm looking forward to having a little solid meal. When I had my lunch yesterday, the quantity of food was not enough for me. I wanted to pay and take another plate, but then the boy spent his whole day with me. I did not want to waste his time, and I asked him if he wants anything, and he said no. And then on the way, we passed an ice cream shop, and I asked, "Do you want to have ice cream?" Also, he said no. He said, "You want?" I said, "Well, I'm not eating if you're not eating." And he said, "No, I don't want." I said, "Okay." So Yeah, do you want to ask me any questions also? Yeah, you're only very fond of asking Steven questions. Do you want to ask me also any questions? I know, Steven. Doctor is not going to encourage you to keep having alcohol. Just kidding, just kidding. Uh, right, right. Talking about that, I have never fasted in my life, during Lent, 40 days fasting. But, in my days when I was growing up, fasting was real fasting. But today, fasting is like avoid what you like best, avoid eating that, but you can eat, you can drink, and all those kind of things. Fasting rules have changed a lot in religion also. Epsom salts or enos, it will clear our insides completely. In South India, I love that. I love that. You can Google and check somewhere. Google and check somewhere. The Anglo Indians call it pepper water. It was a very famous dish for Anglo Indians to prepare. So pepper water, have fried meat and pepper water. So very, very famous Anglo Indian dish, fried meat and pepper water. So the fried meat used to come with potatoes and all. Oh my God, my mouth is watering, making me hungry. I'm feeling more and more hungry. Oh my God. So yeah, the fried meat and pepper water, very famous Anglo Indian dish. But in the south of India, they call it rasam. Rasam. Oh my God, I love the pepper water. My mom used to make it nicely. I've not had it for ages. I've not had it for ages. I've had it in a restaurant, but the restaurant, it depends. Some taste good, some doesn't taste good. But I've not had it for a long time. Oh, I must go to a authentic Indian restaurant somewhere here and ask them if they have it. I'm really getting the taste for it. No, no, no. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Just getting a taste for pepper water now. Talking about it. So uh, yes, so Stephen, just Google and see because they say that works as a very good laxative. It's a good cleaning system, but I do not know how far because I have had that, but it doesn't work me. It doesn't work me out. So, oh, talking about that, when we were youngsters, we used to have a thing called castor oil. Castor oil. Oh, it's so thick and heavy, and it used to take long time to gulp it because it's really thick. So it would take such a long time to gulp it down and then to get it going down the throat to swallow it. We used to keep handful of sugar. And sometime when we are swallowing it, we might bring it up also. Then mom says, finish. You brought up, you take another dose. So handful of sugar. And as soon as we lump that down, it goes down. Eat the sugar, to real handful of sugar to get away that taste. Castor oil. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my God. Horrible, horrible taste. Horrible taste. But yes, that was that, So pepper water, find out about making pepper water. If you say rasam, I don't know whether you would end up with the right recipe for it. But if you go to any authentic Indian restaurants, tell them you want rasam. But if you make it at home, you can make a good quantity. And it may work for you. Like there are many things they say don't take this medication. Like when you take some cough mixtures, they tell you do not take this and drive. Do not take this and drive or ride or things like that because it can cause drowsiness. Never for me, never. I can take it and I can ride out as much as I want. I can drive as much as I want. No, no drowsiness for me. But for some people, it works very fast. And sometimes they take the cough mixture. They don't have a cough, but they take it as a kind of a sleeping something to so that they can sleep because Sleeping pills and all you cannot. It has to be prescribed by a doctor, a physician. Then only you can have it. But it's not over-the-counter medication. So they take the cough mixture so they can sleep. Okay, everyone, it's past 2 hours. I know we are having good interaction. On another day, I would have loved to just continue, like for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Stephen, I know it is midnight for you as well. Um, some of Pita has to go out also. Some of you may be wanting to have a nap. But yeah, I'm sorry. I think I will end the live stream. It's little past 2 hours. And oh, that is sad, Stephen. Stephen writes, this isn't going to help me. I first felt week of December. I fell first week of December and have pain in my side since then. Don't think they will find the problem until they do an MRI. So, being on a liquid diet and flushing out your system, how would that help the pain to go if you fell, Stephen? I don't understand. And the doctor also doesn't seem to understand. Yes, MRI or something like that would be, that would help. But going on a liquid diet for some days, like I don't see how that is going to help uh, the pain. So anyhow, we have to trust the doctors. What else can we do, right? We are not physicians and we are not qualified, so we just have to trust them. But no, after my wife's case, no, after my wife's case, in fact, she started looking, she started googling at every medication before buying it. Every medication she would Google, see the side effects of it, and then she would buy the medication. Or if we happen to buy it, she would check it and then just throw it out, not have it, even if we paid for it. So yeah, I don't trust unless the physician is really reputed, and even if it's a family physician. Like I was prescribed, my family physician prescribed that I should go to see a heart specialist because I mentioned this on a live stream before. I should see a heart specialist because all in my from my father's side they all died of heart attack, and I just say it briefly because I spoke in detail before. And this guy started sending me for all the stress tests, and stress test, they raise the gradient and lower it and what all they do. I went through and they tell me, if you're breathless, you're having pain, tell us. I used to have some pain but never tell them. I said I want to just beat it. And then finally I told my doctor, please doctor, you're sending me for these stress tests and they are causing me more stress than anything. Then he said, okay, okay, I'll send you for one last test. They put some dye into you and to slow down your heart rate. Not some dye, sorry, an injection into you that slows down your heart rate. And it also has a dye. And so the camera can capture the images and can, watch the flow. And I think there was one already next to me before I came. And after that, what's happened here? And after that, oh, and there were like, after that, there were like five people that came after me, and they all left me. And then I had to ask the nurse, what's happened? People have come and gone, and I'm still here. And she said, your heartbeat is not slowing. Give me another shot. No, we cannot. Only one. And I said, then call it off. She said, okay, 15 minutes more. And if nothing, then you can pack up and go. So, they did a CT scan that showed divert, diverticulitis, diverticulitis, but I don't think that has anything to do with my pain. So I need to see what that is. I don't know what that word is. I don't know medical terms so much. My wife was very good. She never ever studied medicine, but she knew everything. I remember when she was expecting for the second child, and she used to go for a checkup. The 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 gyno that was actually dealing with my wife, and even for the first delivery, she was there. She remained a spinster all her life, and she was pretty old, but the hospital was not retiring her. And I don't know how many tens of thousands of babies she has delivered in her lifetime. She never ever got married because she said, if I got married, I will not be able to devote myself to delivering babies because you have to go at any time, and I will not be able to manage my family. So I would have to choose. So what a dedicated person, dedicated to her job. So she remained a spinster all her life. Never ever got married, never got married at all, never had kids. Dedicated. So they did not release her, even though she was past retiring age. They said no, they kept her. After all, they were getting good money as well, isn't it? Because her reputation was so great that people were coming and getting their babies delivered there. So when my wife went in, and for some emergency she had, and she had to be off, and it happened to be my vice doctor's appointment, and there was another one with long painted nails. How can a gyno have long painted nails? Sometimes they put their gloves or whatever it is, and they put the hand inside also. They do some checking. How you can do that with long painted nails? I cannot understand. It was disgusting to see, somebody like that. So, and okay, you can put the false nails. I don't think there were false nails in those days compared to today. Anyway, so she was there. And then my wife used to be telling her, "Oh, doctor, I've completed 3 months. Shouldn't I be taking this? Doctor, I've completed 6 months. Shouldn't I be taking this? Doctor, I complete." And then one day she turned on and said, like, who is the physician, you or me? She think, well, doctor, for one reason, you are not prescribing it. For the second reason, you are not even you're not even changing it if it has to be something else. And the third reason is that, like, it's my baby. I'm kind of concerned about it, So something like this, she gave three reasons. And the doctor said, how many kids have you had before? So can you imagine, the doctor didn't even bother to check. You're dealing with a patient, not knowing anything about the history of the patient. So she said, I have one delivery before. How old is the kid? So the kid is almost 3 years old, like, because there's a 3 year difference between my two kids. So almost like 3 years, like 2 years, something, like whatever it is, she would say. And then she said, oh, and you remember from that time what all Dr. Dhala used to do? My wife said, yes, I remember everything, all the steps, all the stages, all the names of medication, all the treatment I got. I remember everything. My wife had a remarkable memory for that. She was interested to do medicine, but she would faint at the sight of blood. So even if somebody's finger got cut and blood came out, she would faint. So where she will do surgery or where she will do anything with medicine, she gave it up. She gave it up. But she was very interested. But she would remember. So she used to Google after she got her illness. She would Google. If you ever take something which has silver statin, please do not take it. Google it up first, and be careful. If you take it in conjunction with some other medication, it can cause you a lot of problems. And that is one of the things that could have led to what my wife suffered from. That is what a pharmacist, told us, a family pharmacist. His wife was friends with my wife. So he told my wife that this could have, caused it. But there is no concrete proof, but it is there that this has, people who have been taking this have got it. So that was something common. So yeah, so anything with silver statin, never take it. Never take it. You Google, you do your job, you do your speed work, you do your research. But my advice, never take it. I was given it for cholesterol. I was given silvastatin. I just took a tablet first. I didn't know. I just took it. Oh my God, my cholesterol is coming up. I must get it down. So I took the tablet. And then I said, let me see, what is the tablet they gave me? I thought about my wife, checking up on medication. I looked and oh my God, it was silvastatin. I kept it one side. I paid for it. I cannot return it. So just threw it out. And second time when I went, he was giving me again because my cholesterol had not come down that much. He was still giving me again, and I said, "Doctor, no silverstatin." He saying, "But this is the thing for cholesterol. Then let it be. I don't want. I will do without this tablet." So yeah, I did without it. So really, don't. I my advice. I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor, but I'm speaking from what could have affected my wife and what the pharmacist told us. And we did some extra reading as well. My wife, my son did some extra reading. My son did pre-medicine in US, so he's very interested. He knows a lot about medication. He challenges the doctors. Even for my wife, he used to challenge the doctor and ask why this, why that. But don't you think like this? Don't you think like that? And the doctor was no, doctors would get impatient, right? But this is the hospital, Sunnybrook Hospital, where they do research for new diseases, and the doctor was very understanding. So the doctor said, he told my wife one day, any other doctor would not pick up your son's calls, but he told my son, if you want, you can call me on my private phone, you can call me anytime you want and discuss anything you want, because he said your son is so intellectual and what he's asking is absolutely valid, and you never know when something he's saying might trigger off what we are working on and it might help us. So that is why I allow your son to call on my private number anytime he wants, reasonable time, any reasonable time during the day to call, because uh, it's interesting. So see, like they recommend a CT scan, and then yet that is not going to identify the problem. They just send you for every scan under the sun, and they are making their money, right? They are making the money. Your health card might cover it, or your local insurance you have will cover it. So they mint their money. They mint their money. And I know in India they used to ask, you have insurance. If you don't have insurance, you are paying less money. If you have insurance, you are paying higher money because they know you are going to get the money back again. And sometimes the insurance pays directly upfront. So they will swipe the card and insurance will pay immediately. But some cases you have to pay first and then claim it from insurance. So the minute they know you have insurance, they will raise the fees. And if you don't have insurance, then the fees are much lower. So see, they have different pricing for that as well. So people are ready to make money. So here also they will send you for all, because each one that swipes your health card is making money, right? That's why Lou Gehrig's ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Why so many years have passed, decades and decades have passed and not a cure as yet? Unbelievable. And stem cells can cure if they treat it correct and direct the stem cells to the brain properly. Stem cells can help a lot in lots of diseases. But no, they are saying don't do it. They advise my wife, don't do it. Why? Because people will get cured. That is why they are living off patients like this, and thousands are dying each day because of this. Okay, guys, I really am feeling too hungry now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me put in a quick thank you. And please don't forget to remember Martha. My laptop is so hot. My laptop is hot also. Can you imagine? Please don't forget to remember Martha and Stephen, Rusty, Mardna, and Nair. Remember them in your prayers. Okay, please let them come back to good health. Thank you everyone for being here. We have had another wonderful day after being live yesterday without you seeing me. Okay, I know you all missed me yesterday. Look out for my live stream tonight. So I think I'm more inclined to do it. I will adjust my timing, see what it is. So anywhere from about maybe around, okay, let's put it this way, around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, around say 6 o'clock. Look out for my live stream, but just keep looking around for any notification before that. But around 6 o'clock, I should be going live, and then hopefully I will be live till one way and go live the other way as well. So let's see how things go. So you can jump in at any time you want from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I'll have to do it at 5 o'clock. I don't know. I don't want to come back late and not have transport. Okay, so guys, see you there. I'll just put up this thank you message. So that's that. Thank you all again. Once again, we had a lovely fellowship out here, and I'm happy it turned out to be a success as well. I will end my live stream now. Bye, Ia, bye, Pita, bye, Stephen. Who else was here? Rosemary, bye, Rosemary. Um, if I missed out anybody, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me if I missed out any name. But that's it. And love you all, and God bless you.